All right, good morning. How we doing, everyone? So we're taking a look at NQ here. So following yesterday's open, we have that big sell-off. Sell-off simply retest the near-term structure high. So you have a retest down there into essentially this area right through here. If we look at some higher time frame charts, prior resistance then becomes support. You have the weekly volume point of control right through there as well. Buyers step in pretty aggressively, right? A couple of bounces to defend that weekly pivot and that near-term structure high. So as far as the near-term structure is concerned, buyers still remain in control. Even with yesterday's big sell, there was no technical breakdown. There was no move through one of the more recent higher lows or anything like that. It's just a big gap higher, sell off to retest the prior breakout point. Breakout point holds again during the overnight session. Now we're up into this area right through here, the 400 upside level of interest, which aligns pretty nicely with some prior day structure as well, right? Prior day volume point of control right through there, prior day value area high, pre-market high kind of in this area as well. So what I want to see today, early in the sesh, kind of off the open here, is whether or not buyers can sustain this action near the pre-market high and above the prior day volume point of control. Now, if this area fails, if this 350 area kind of fails through here, we can look for a retest down into that weekly pivot. But buyers, what they're going to be looking to do is show that continuation move up through the 400 level of interest, up through the pre-market high and into 500, into that prior day high. So we'll see what the strength is looking like off the open. The other thing to consider here is that we do have MCS, we do have Michigan consumer sentiment here at 10 a.m. as well. So this first 30 minutes could be a bit slower as we get into that data print. So that's kind of the focus off the open here, per usual. Want to see how that intraday structure really shakes out and develops, right? Let's jump over to ES. Your structure is going to be pretty similar here, right? Looking at the 15-minute there, and then we have, here's your 5-minute regular trading hours chart. Now, price currently trades, here's that pre-market highs, update that. Price currently trades above that kind of, I don't want to call that like an afternoon base, but it's above that prior day volume point of control and some of these key structure points from yesterday. So the same type of watch is going to be in play here. We want to see our buyers stepping in off the open to kind of defend this area, right? And show the continuation move higher up through the pre-market high, maybe testing that prior day high. Or do we have a retest into the 5,800, maybe even the pre-market low? TBD. TBD. There's definitely still a buyer's tape. Buyers remain in control, right? So let's see how the open shapes up. Take it from there. Got about 1 minute until the open. How's the sound quality? Sound okay? You can hear me? Where do I get my news from? The Traders Think Tank. One of our guys in there, Mish, posts it every morning. That's my source. Shout out to Mish. All good on sound. Thank you, sir. All right, we got the open here in 30 seconds. No plans to trade the open or anything like that. Let's see this structure. How's our profile looking? So we may see volume point of control shift up here in a couple minutes if price stays in this area. There's the open. Seller stepping in right off the open. We don't really have a true gap today. No true gap within the prior day's range here. So first kind of downside reference point is your prior day volume point of control right there near 350 for NQ. 350. Then you got VWAP way down into 325. So that first test of your prior day volume point of control. That's where all the volume was transacted yesterday. That's volume through price, not volume through time. So again, just looking at the reaction here. Prior day volume point of control, 350 area. Good visual. That 5 minute regular trading hours from yesterday. So just looking at this kind of near-term structure, if this area right through here fails, got a big volume void below, right? Wouldn't be surprised to see that weekly pivot retested. How are we doing with S&P? This is pretty much no man's land for me currently on ES. So a little bit of buying activity there versus that prior day volume point of control. See if buyers can show any follow through up into that pre-market high, or if this just ends up being a lower high here. First 5-minute bar closes here in a few seconds. Just as an observation, no gap rules or anything like that today. NQ back into the lows here. How's our profile looking? Okay. So we may start to see volume point of control shift. NQ with a new low of day there. Coming into VWAP. VWAPy. There's your 5-minute regular trading hours, right? So keep an eye on this structure point right through here. There's your volume point of control shift for the sesh up into 355. NQ into VWAP there. So next major level is down into that weekly pivot like we discussed. 255. Been a lot of sell the open type of action this week, with the exception of that one day. I think that was Wednesday maybe. Sell the open. NQ into that prior day structure point. Check your 5-minute for that. Let's take a look. That right through here. See, initially buyers attempted right through there, then it became resistance, then held as support all through the afternoon. That's that 320 area. Scalped NQ with a short, nice. Got data in about 20 minutes. Michigan consumer sentiment in 20 minutes. That's typically market moving. Not like these new home sales data prints we've been seeing this week. Don't really get much action there. Existing home sales. So NQ back into that prior day volume point of control area. Staying patient personally. So far we have a series of lower highs here on NQ. First 15-minute bar of the session here closes in about 4 minutes. So far, pretty bearish, that opening 15-minute bar. So that's 4 minutes, though, so that can change. There's ES resolving lower as well. Still in no man's land for me, that ES. I'll look at 5,800. Buyers need a push up through that volume point of control, up through this 350 area, to kind of show a shift of this regular trading hour structure. So far right now we have a series of lower highs, and sellers show up right there again. See if buyers can break that 350 area. Here's your session volume point of control, 330 as well. Just shifted lower. One hour bedtime, 1 a.m. bedtime. That's crazy, man. That's 2 hours from wake up time, bro. Get it together. So we're just looking at NQ here, sitting on session volume point of control. Yeah, get up at 3:30. Marathon training. Oh, okay. Fair enough. We'll allow it. Happy Friday, strong. Got MCS here in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Damn, your girl wants you to get better and you left her? That's crazy. That's the craziest thing I've seen all day. Damn. Wow. Should have kept her, man. That's insane. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. All right, so buyers making another attempt here at prior day volume point of control. They're looking for the push up through 350. Still some supply sitting there. Some sellers sitting there at 350. A little easier to see the structure if you drop your time frame a little bit into that 30-second, right? Right through here, right through here, right through here. Let's see if buyers can break this area. There's a good first attempt. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Still consider a tree before 10 a.m. Still consider a tree? You lost me on that one, man. Oh, a trade. Still consider a trade. Yeah, I like the action here. I like the action here. If we could get like a break of 350 that hold, something like that could be nice. Price holding that session volume point of control. Yeah, if there's no gap rule, like if we don't have a gap, I'll trade before 10 a.m. if there's a setup. Definitely. Definitely. Absolutely. But right now, kind of in that pre-MCS type of action, that pre-10 a.m. print, pre-10 a.m. churn, volume kind of tapered down a little bit. So we'll see how it shakes out. We got 10 minutes still. 10 minutes till data. Buyers doing a better job now, showing that change of character here. Nice little push. See if they can break the 368 area. It's one of the more recent lower highs here, just intraday, right? Not a real level. Yeah, at least for how I use levels, but market structure. Market structure. So up and through 350. It's a good sign. Better sign for buyers. One of the main things I'm keeping an eye on right now, still with the prior day structure. So look where price responded during yesterday's session. Right through here, right? And then held that same area. Now you have a retest of that point. So buyers are looking to push this higher. Session low here. Likely a must-hold area. If it fails, you could probably look for that weekly pivot to be retested. So let's see how intraday structure continues to build. We got data in 8 minutes, so that should give us more clarity. And that most likely will be a market moving print, just FYI, if you have open positions. Careful with the 10 a.m. data prints. NQ back near VWAP now. 255 on that weekly pivot. Rodrigo, 20K 255. And as a reminder, we got some time to get some eyes on that really quick. I'm just looking at this spot right through here. So the high from that Thursday, August 22nd candle is, it's technically 257.5. So that's what we got. Potential higher low in the making. How are we doing with S&P? Let's take a look. Oh my goodness, barcode. Wowie. Wowie. VWAP holding. But boy, that's just pure barcode. Back to NQ. NQ back in a VWAP. Unlikely we see any break here ahead of MCS. Check volume. Data print in 5 minutes. How's the morning so far? How are we doing? Cash still. Green, red. How is it out there? Cash, cash, cash. Green, nice, cash. Cashed. All right, good stuff. We're staying patient. Cash, nice. All right, we got green and cash in the chat there. That's good. That is good. Yeah, no volume. It's that pre MCS, pre 10 a.m. data. Though we are into quarter end as well. So that's another thing. We were talking about this in the mentorship group yesterday. Quarter end. We had the contract rollover last week and then right into quarter end. So should start to see the action pick up next week, I think. We'll have earnings season right around the corner. We'll have a fresh quarter. NQ into the lows here. Into that session low. No easy money so far. I agree. I would agree with that. With the exception of, I think it was Wednesday, a lot of the easier plays we've been seeing are a little later in the morning. There was that one day this week that had a couple early in the sesh, but otherwise, been a bit later. So we wait. One minute till data. Last reminder. $30 seconds till data. We're just looking at this intraday structure so far. Nearest reference point is prior day volume point of control. It's really all we have to work with so far. And kind of that prior day structure we were talking about. So let's see here. There's your 10 a.m. 15-minute. Bit of a doji there. There's that activity. A little bump in volume. Buyers at this point need a break of 360. Just looking at the intraday structure here. See if this intraday support area holds. ES swept the lows. Let's have a quick look. Oh, nice. Yeah, there's your spring. Yeah, there is your spring right at VWAP. NQ not participating. That was a nice spring. Wow. Spring with VWAP. NQ coming into that 360 here. No break of the prior day volume point of control. Is this another snoozer of a session? We had a few of those this week. Yeah, still in that intraday structure. Still between 360 and that 310. There we go. It's a little better. NQ just shy of the session high now. Just shy of that session high. All right, let's see how this builds out now. And back into the structure there. Now into the lows. So a little bit of an up thrust of that intraday structure. A little sweep of that 360 we talked about and back into the lows there. So it's just going to be a tight range day. Let's see how the lows are treated here, how the 310, 300 area is treated here on NQ. Up thrusty? Yeah, so far. So far, yeah. Buyers trying to hold that intraday range. We've got the session volume point of control and that prior day volume point of control pretty much overlapping. No real break of that yesterday afternoon structure. What was this 5 minutes showing you, right? What does that look like? Yeah, it's just barcode. Yep. 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 Just pure barcode so far. Pretty reminiscent of that action we had earlier in the week. Monday, Tuesday. Volume is tapering down post MCS. So not super compelling, right? Has pretty much been the theme for this week. NQ back into the lows here. Back near the lows. Last week is a lot better, I agree. Definitely. I think we'll see the action improve into next week. I think this has a lot to do with contract roll and then end of quarter. We got the quarter ending here. It's the last full week of the quarter, so you can sometimes get some unusual action with quarter end rebalance, things like that. Key thing though as a trader is just being able to identify when those conditions are not as good and making the necessary adjustments, you know. Just doing less, broadly speaking. There's that ES again. Still pretty much here. NQ still defending the lows. Buyers still showing up there. Volume has really tapered down. So it's kind of the main clue as of right now. If price action wasn't enough, right? Volume is kind of an additional confirmation there. See if we get a break here. The session is still pretty young. We're only 40 minutes in. There we go, into the lows. Into the lows there, NQ. What's the actual low? There we go, new low. New low being made. So that next real level is down into 255 like we discussed. New low of day. See if we could get a test of that weekly pivot. Back into that intraday structure, so potentially a little spring in the making there. Back into VWAP, NQ back into VWAP. So if you took the spring, that would be your first target. That would be PT1 for you. So far my morning is flat. And we wait. 45 minutes into the sesh right now. Best opportunities for me are always near those posted levels of interest. So pre-market rejected the 400 level of interest. Price never revisited. Next downside big level of interest is the 255. There's that high volume node from yesterday, right? It's starting to fail. So kind of what we've been talking about so far this morning. This area from prior day structure, volume void below. If it fails, you can probably see 255 tested. So let's see if we actually get a push down into that area. How are we doing with S&P? How are we doing with ES? It's like untradeable right here. Do have that retest down into VWAP. But otherwise, just pure barcode. Barcode. See if NQ can puke the low. Give us 255. There we go. Back into the lows. New low. Not yet. Not quite. There's your new low. So NQ, just an update. Still in no man's land. You do have some pre-market structure right there, here, right? Some overnight support right in that 300 area. Again, my preference always going to be levels of interest. I'd like to see 255 here, hopefully in the next 20 to 30 minutes, ideally. Don't want to push my luck on the last Friday of the quarter. But as of right now, remember, we're looking at 2,400 this morning as the main watch. Price rejects. Where will it trade to? Well, the next big area of support is 255. So I'll look at that level for a setup, or if price offers some intraday change of character. So if we saw like a bounce up and through, say, really this area right through here, 335, 350, even better, that then showed acceptance. Could probably lean on that. But again, we don't have a lot for levels through here. All you have is prior day volume point of control, session volume point of control, and then VWAP. So those get treated as reference points. So let's see. The 15 minute could certainly help out right now, but it still has 7 minutes before it closes. So most likely sellers try and step in on this bounce here, I would suspect. But given what we've seen this week so far with the price action, I'm not in a big rush, to be honest with you, to get involved with anything. A lot of reasons to kind of disqualify current price action and just stay cash. You got ES retesting the highs. That may actually be a better watch here. Break above that pre-market high. Let's see. It's into the overnight high right now. 58.17. Haven't traded ES in a while. See if we get a setup. Big divergence between ES and NQ. There's ES new high up through that pre-market high. Nice push there. Next upside level there on ES is your 58.30 prior day high area. Nice push there. Buyers will be looking for pre-market high to be holding now. Pre-market high 58.17 there on S&P. See if NQ is catching up yet. Nope. Nope. Major divergence. About 1 hour into the sesh here. So NQ making a shot at VWAP. Keep an eye on that 15-minute bar. Closing in 90 seconds. There's ES retesting that pre-market high. See if buyers step in there or not. And NQ failed at VWAP. Rolling over yet again. Well, no bid at the overnight high there for ES so far. 58.17. Minute doji, yeah. Indecision. No direction. Buyers need to defend this point here on ES if it's going to have another leg. And NQ back into the low. Yeah, not all that compelling here. Not all that compelling at all. The ES back into that intraday range. No hold of the overnight high. Might be time to wrap it up shortly here. Call it a no trade day. There's the morning flat. PA going from tight doji bars to wide liquidation candles. Yeah. Yeah, it's not that compelling. It's kind of been the theme all week. So just based on that, I mean, more inclined to just take the no trade day today. Save that mental capital for some better action. I don't think there was anything else on the economic calendar today. Yeah, it's just the 10 a.m. print, so. NQ, new low. See if we actually get that test of the 250. Not that far off now. Yeah, that 255. Definitely keep an eye on it there. But starting to get into that shutdown time. Yeah, exactly. Still inside of the prior day's range. So got that inside day set up. Remember, with action like this in NQ, don't go thinking that every fresh low is a spring setup, because it most certainly is not. It's a good way to get walloped. Great way to get walloped, actually. There's ES back into the pre-market high, that overnight high. Held the session volume point of control. ES definitely much stronger today. Let's look at that 15-minute chart. And your regular trading hours. This is kind of what we talked about before the open. This area right through here. Get a lot of info from prior day structure. Yeah, lower highs on NQ. Yep. NQ right now needs a break of this area right through here, 340. Just look at the most recent lower high before it triggers any sort of change in character. But we got to think about probabilities of that actually happening and then presenting a decent setup. Still kind of in the midst of just that overnight range, that prior day range, no real reference point or no real level of interest to be working with. So NQ 15-minute definitely looks better. Still have 4 minutes before this candle closes. Let's see how it shapes up. ES holding pretty nicely. Got about 20 minutes until 11 a.m. 20 minutes. Till we are 90 minutes into the sesh. The regular session, that is. ES still here. Still there. $15-minute bar closes here in 2 minutes. A little less than 2 minutes. Potentially the first green 30-minute bar of the sesh. Still have 15 minutes for that one though. ES rolling over versus that pre-market high. Yeah, not a ton to work with, folks. Not much to work with here. Per usual, look for another 15 minutes or so. See what that 11 a.m. is looking like. And then if there's a setup around then, see if we can work with it. Otherwise, call it a morning, call it a week. It's that end of quarter action, low volume, choppiness. Limited edge. Better way to put it. What is the edge? What is the edge in the chop? That's what you got to be asking. Looking forward to October with the challenge. Yeah, trade 30 for 30 is going to be awesome. That is going to be awesome. I'll post a link for those of you that are joining us from YouTube if you want to take a look. See if I could find it. Yeah, we got a good group of people set up already in the trade 30 for 30 challenge. I'm excited. Starting in 4 days. And the action should be better too. Expect the action to be better into October. Start coming into earnings season. So far, I've not seen an A or A plus setup in NQ. Same with ES. Just per my framework. Case could be made for this ES 2-hour trader framework setup right through here. But, I mean, just the prior action there. Easy to disqualify that one. That's the entire goal on a week like this. Just disqualifying the action. You got the short there on NQ. Ray, nice. Not bad, not bad. There's that 15-minute closure on NQ. Still a doji, but looking more like a hammer there. And now price is attempting to trade through that prior bar high. So let's see if we can show some follow through. Looks like ES still kind of churning near. Still have that churn here near that pre-market high. ES is still intraday is an uptrend, right? Series of higher lows. But when we shift over to the 5-minute, it's just barcode. Overlapping. Yeah, trade 30 for 30 is going to be great, Ray. I'm pretty excited. All right, we'll give it 10 more minutes here and then call it a day at that point. sometimes we get a little setup near 11 a.m. So let's see. Might have to quit the 9 to 5 for October. Just make sure your trading can cover all your bills and then some before you do that. Spoken with a lot of traders who quit their main source of income way too soon. Yeah, fresh month, fresh quarter. It's always a good feeling. Getting into spooky season. The air is getting a little crispier. It's about that time. And Q. Yeah, back near the lows. Just keeping with the trend for today, right? So far. And look at the 15-minute. Doji Central there. So let's see if we get the setup here around 11 a.m. plus or minus a few minutes, and then that'll be a wrap. That'll be a wrap on the day. Wrap on the week. The hurricane, no. Well, I mean, maybe Dom is in South Texas getting a small piece of that. But yeah, definitely not up here in North Texas. That thing is way over in Florida. Florida's getting pretty beat up from what I was reading last night. But yeah, we got end of quarter here. I recommend upon us spend some time looking at the top 10% of your trades from this quarter. Assuming you have the data, you should, hopefully, and try and do more of those 10%. What were all the details and nuances that made up the top 10% of your trades from quarter three? Eliminate the bottom 90% and just try and, do more of that top 10%. There's going to be some details and some nuances based on those setups that you can uncover. It's the entire purpose of trade review and even keeping a data set. And that's part of why we're doing the Trade 30 for 30 challenge. So definitely jump in there as well. and that'll really help your Q4. That'll help the profitability into Q4. Yeah, it's cooling off up here. It was actually in the 60s this morning. Had to get a jacket out and everything. Wake up at like 3:30 a.m. and it's usually like almost 80 out still. That's Texas for you. Going all in on Monday to save the entire quarter. Nice. one last Hail Mary. I gotta send you the shirt. I love full porting. Need a shirt. All right, we're coming into, we got 5 till 11, so. $3:30 a.m., yes, sir. I'm typically in bed by 8:30, typically. Lock in for a solid 6 to 7 hours of sleep. And we're ready to go. It's only tough for like a few weeks. I've been on that routine for about 10 years now. First few weeks are tough. Why up so early? I like it. It's peaceful. Why are you sleeping in so late? I like getting up early. Just got to do what you like. So, get some work done, check markets, get a workout in. But not everyone's a morning person. A lot of people are night owls. Just got to kind of find what works better for you. I wouldn't say one way is better than another. It's just how can you be most productive? Some people are more productive in the evenings. $5:45. Gym at 5 is nice. Yeah. Yeah, I like the thing about it is for me, I have to have some physical exercise before the trading session. Like I need that to wake up and to just really like be in full gear, like ready to go. So, however much time I need for, a workout or whatever, and then breakfast, coffee. So that's kind of the critical thing for me. And then it just becomes like a habit. You just get into that loop. $5 a.m. Nice. Yeah, a lot of fibers here. A lot of fibers. Yeah, I like the gym nice and empty, personally. All right, I don't think we're going to get that set up here, folks. It's not looking like it. It is not looking like it at all. Volume's tapering even lower. Kind of trapped in this chop, this churn. Today's action is a good reminder that cash is a position. Unless you're just, going for like some micro scalping, which is fine, but that can go wrong quickly. Then you find yourself in a hole. Rather just wait for the big play. Rather wait for that higher probability A+ trade. And it does not look like we're going to see that here. So I'll probably call it a day. Wrap it up. It was, in my opinion, as far as the price action is concerned, not a great week. We made the most of it with the setups that were available to us, but the action this week was just terrible. And on that note, when you're kind of gauging your performance on the day or looking at your results on the day, always kind of compare how you performed based on the opportunity set that was actually there in front of you. Like if you fumble a day where there's so many A+ setups, that's a different story, right? That's typically not a good sign. But if there was not a single A+ setup, and you're just trying to make the most of like a B quality setup or something like that, and it was, not a great day, maybe you took a loss or two, that tends to be more understandable, right? So we want to always be looking at the quality of the setup that's in front of us, and then at the end of the day, kind of looking at our results and comparing it with, all right, how many opportunities, how many A+ opportunities did I actually have today, and then did I maximize those? That's kind of my entire goal every single day, just to make sure that I'm involved with the highest quality plays. And if there isn't one, then just doing what we're doing right now, just sitting and waiting. Because we're here to make money, not just to click buttons. I'm not here to just press buttons for fun. So part of that is waiting for your edge, looking for your edge, and executing upon your edge. If the edge is not there, you don't trade. So with that in mind, hope you guys had a great week. If you have questions about anything, you know where to find me. I'll be in the Traders Think Tank. Feel free to shoot me any questions over the weekend. Be happy to help out as we get into quarter 4. We do have Trade 30 for 30 starting next week as well, so check that out if you haven't already. It's free to sign up if you're a Traders Think Tank member. It's a 30-day challenge we're doing. I posted the link. Scroll up. You can check that out here. I'll post it again. There's the link. But all right, guys. Thanks for joining me today. And I will see you all Monday morning. Have a great weekend.